ready for 2 easy and affordable sugar skull decor ideas. They're perfect to add a little color and whimsy to your decor this fall. And as always, DIY treats. Welcome to my channel, Craft, Eat, Repeat. Hi guys, it's Aneka and welcome to my channel, Craft, Eat, Repeat. So today I have a really fun DIY for you. All the items came from Dollar Tree and I love the color and just the whimsy and everything of these sugar skulls. So I really hope you like them. If you're new here, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you like what you see, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Everyone hit that notification bell so you'll be ready when my next video comes out. And when this is over, head down to the comments and let me know which DIY was your favorite. Or you can always just say hi. Also, don't forget to find me on my social media platforms. Show me what you're working on. I love to see the projects you're doing. I love to get inspired by other creative people, and it's just fun for me to see what you guys are doing. Okay guys, it's time to craft. I'm going to start out this DIY with 2 of these skull and crossbone plastic pieces that I got from Dollar Tree. I'm going to go ahead and use my X-Acto knife to take off the hanger, and I'm going to remove all the bones from the piece. Once I have those removed, I have 2 plain skulls to work with. Now I'm going to use this Waverly chalk paint in the color plaster, or you could use black, metallic gold, any color that would look great for a base for this project. When I do my first coat of paint, I'm just going to brush it on with this sponge brush, and I'm just looking for good coverage here. Now, this does take a few coats, but by doing it this way, I can come through on the second time around after my first coat has dried, and I'm just going to dab my sponge brush all over. This time, since everything is covered by the strokes I made earlier, I can work on just giving it a nice stone or bone-like texture that looks really great on these skulls. Next, I'm going to grab 3 of these display frames that I got from Dollar Tree. I've seen them in black and brown, and I tried to grab 3 of the black ones. Of course, you could paint these any color you want, but since I like the black, I'm just going to go ahead and use them as is. Now, from the frame, I'm going to remove the backing and the rope from the first one. And then in the other 2, I'm going to remove the backing, the rope, and these little prongs that hold the backing in. Now, on the first one, I wanted to use the backing, so I left the prongs on, and I went ahead and replaced the backing after I was done removing the twine. Once I have that completed, I'm going to go ahead and use some hot glue, and then I'm going to stack these on top of each other. The idea here is to make a nice deep frame to work with to add our skulls and some flowers. So by doing this 3 deep, I was able to get a nice shadow box effect. Of course, you can go even deeper if you'd like to, or if you have smaller flowers, like maybe some roses, you can even do it with just 2 and make it a little more shallow. And now for the fun part. I'm going to use these stickers that I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to decorate these skulls with all these bright, pretty gems all over. Now this piece in the middle is one complete piece. If you peel it off, it's a full circle. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that in half and then cut it out, and I'm going to use it as the base of my decoration for my first skull. Now what I love about these is the circle is one piece, these little teardrop kind of designs are one piece, so you can really get some nice shapes out of these without having to worry about your hand being too shaky or not placing them exactly to make them look right. And I just love how they're connected and you can make a lot of different designs with them. So I'm just going to go through and decorate this all over. Once that's done, I have two sugar skulls that are nice and blinged out. So now I'm going to grab my shadow box frames and I'm just going to figure out where I want them to lay inside of the frame, and then I'm just going to use a bead of hot glue to attach them to the bottom of the frame. Now I use hot glue a lot in my projects. A lot of times that's just for the sake of speed because I'm making a lot of projects at once. If you're going to move this around a lot, or you think it might be in a high traffic area where it might get moved around a lot, you might want to use a stronger adhesive than hot glue, but for me it did the trick. Next, I'm going to grab some of these florals. I got all of these from Dollar Tree. They had some really nice flowers this year, you guys. So many beautiful fall colors. I just love it. I'm especially loving the purple flowers. I used them in a DIY that I did last week where I just made some fall decor to go around my house. And they also had these blue ones. Now you'll see in the final project that I did end up taking the blue out. I really liked them. I just didn't think it was working with the project, and then I just replaced them with another color. But you can really use your imagination, and whatever you like is what you can add in at this step. I think this would look really beautiful if you used the black and white gems that they have at Dollar Tree and then replaced the flowers with some of the red roses that they have there. That would be so pretty, or even the black roses. Use your imagination, guys, and make it your own. And that's it. Once the frame is filled up, I have this beautiful sugar skull decor. I love how customizable this is. I love the color of the flowers. I love how blinged out it is. This is Glam, Halloween, Day of the Dead, all in one, and I absolutely love it. Now I had some flowers left over, and creepily enough, I have a bunch of skulls laying around my craft room right now. So I decided to make one of these adorable sugar skull vases that I have seen around. Well, maybe I shouldn't call it a sugar skull vase. I did just do like a skeleton with the flowers in the top because I really love that contrast of the harsh skull with the pretty flowers. So all I did was take this skull that I got from Dollar Tree. I drew a circle around the top wherever you want the opening to be, and then I just used my X-Acto knife to cut out a circle in the top. Now this plastic is pretty soft and it came apart very easily, and then I was just able to trim it up and make it the shape and size that I wanted it to be very easily. Once that was done, I went ahead and used the same technique to paint this skull white. Now, I think this would look really beautiful if you painted it in a metallic gold. I did not have that on hand, so I just did white. And then I used this paper towel holder to leave it out to dry. Now, this was a really easy solution and perfect for getting this to dry without getting any marks on the bottom. Now, once it was dry, I went ahead and added some floral foam inside of my skull, and then I just grabbed my leftover flowers and I cut them down to size, placed them inside of my skull, and I have a beautiful centerpiece, mantle decoration, whatever you want to use it for. This is so quick and easy, and I think it looks beautiful for the holiday. I also tried this with succulents instead of flowers to get a bit more of a boho vibe, and I really like the way that looked too. So for today's treat, I'm going to show you a snack that I made for my daughter last year. I was devastated because I put so much time and effort into these and they came out beautifully, and I ate some and they were delicious, and she decided that she didn't like Nutella, which one, I was upset about spending that much time and then she didn't eat it, and two, like who doesn't like Nutella? What is there not to like about Nutella? I guess I found out later that she has a nut allergy, so maybe it wasn't making her feel good, so I'll give her a pass on that one. But I wanted to show you guys this treat because it's one of my favorites. So it's time to eat. So for this treat, it did take a little longer than most of my treats do, but I saw it more as a work of art and it was really fun to put it together. I started out with some flatbread and I added some Nutella. Then I grabbed this skull cookie cutter that I got either from Target or Michael's. I've had it for years and years. They have them every year at the different stores. And then I used some cream cheese that I had softened just a little bit in the microwave, and I gently spread it on top of the Nutella. Now you want to have kind of a light hand with this so you don't get brown streaks all in your white cream cheese, and just take your time and spread it all the way out. When you take it off, you will have the outline of a skull. Now, I really enjoyed making this, but what I enjoyed more was getting to sit down with my daughter when we ate it and just talk a little bit about Day of the Dead. We looked up some resources just to learn a little more about another culture and where these sugar skulls come from. And I would recommend that, you guys. There's so much to learn about other cultures, so much beauty in the world, and we just had a good time sitting down and looking at where these sugar skulls come from, what traditions they come from, and it was just a really teachable moment for my daughter, and even I learned a lot. So take that time and go ahead and learn something new about the world around you and the people who live in it. So all I did after making the skull was to take different pieces of fruit, and I just really used my imagination, made different forms and shapes, and I just decorated my skull to make a happy little sugar skull. I really love how this came out, and even though it took me a little bit of extra time cutting and chopping, this was a really fun activity, and I love how it looked, and I thought it was delicious. I hope you enjoyed the DIYs I had for you today. Don't forget to head down to the comments and let me know which DIY was your favorite. Give this video a thumbs up, and if you enjoyed it, please share it with your friends. And I'll see you next time when we repeat it all again.